I think people often don't take games seriously because of this idea that they're fun. And for me, that mistakes the fundamental point that these are things that people only do because they want to. Games are a kind of extraordinarily hard work that people pay with their time and money to undertake. And I think it's increasingly clear that if we look at how they work, and if we observe why it is that people love them so much, we can learn some very powerful things about learning and transformation. If you look at one thing games do incredibly well, they reward effort rather than punishing failure. And there's this idea that someone should be progressing at their own rate. People sometimes talk about flow, which means the challenge adapts to match your skill level. And this is a very powerful concept for businesses and for training and for workplaces in general, because too often people are punished for failures or they don't receive relevant feedback. And if instead we can turn the sensation of failed into haven't yet succeeded and encourage iteration and repeated effort, we can really change the way people approach learning and progress. The games industry has been the world's fastest growing entertainment medium for about 3 decades. And for me, it's really on the cutting edge of human-machine interactions, in that culturally, it's about creating devices and systems and software that is fun to use, that is so intuitive that you want to go home and practice with it, rather than being paid to do so. Microsoft's Kinect was the fastest selling consumer device in history when it was released, and now we've got more than 2 billion people playing casual games on tablets and smartphones and online. And it's this above all, I think, the idea that technology should be intuitive and fun and for everyone, that games are constantly helping us to push forwards and to experiment with what it is that people really want and enjoy and ticks all their emotional boxes. When I look at the future of gaming and play, I think we're only beginning, because we've had a generation who grew up like I did, when gaming still seemed to apply to teenage boys in dark rooms. And now we've got people with smartphones and tablets who assume that playing on them is just something you do when you have a free moment, anywhere and everywhere. And these people are going to develop a whole new kind of fluency with the idea of digital play. And I'm going to be fascinated to see what they want as they grow up and become more sophisticated, and what it means for gamers to be in their 60s and 70s and 80s and have spent their whole lives living with digital play.